from winning their first-round series against the Bucks. And scary news for Milwaukee early in this game. Damian Lillard, non-contact injury. He would have to leave the game because of a lower left leg injury and did not return. And then the Pacers, I mean, on this night, they couldn't miss. And that one, Miles Turner, posterizing the Greek Freak. He had some huge, he was actually great all night. And then, late in the third, how about the hustle play by Aaron Nesmith, rejecting Bobby Portis, and then on the other end, Tyrese Halliburton, ooh, the little English with the layup. He almost had a triple-double. Pacers win this one convincingly, as they almost shot 60% from the field, okay? Almost 60%, 59.8%. Miles Turner, amazing. Nembhard, Giannis with 28-15. Kevin Porter Jr., in the absence of Dame, threw up 23. But on a night where they shoot like that, yeah, you're not winning that game, and especially with Damian Lillard out. And for more, we bring in CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Ryder. And Bill, before we get to the game, of course, the big story here is Damian Lillard. It looks like a very serious injury. Of course, we don't know for sure. But what was your reaction to seeing him go down the way he did?
Even before some of the reports came out suggesting it's a serious injury, it just looked, Chris, like he knew. He had that reaction that players have sometimes where they know something's gone wrong. And I feel for the guy. He's a tremendous basketball player. He's also a great guy. And this is somebody who is 34 years old. He turns 35 in July. He has not gotten that championship yet. Really one of the best players of his generation to not even play in an NBA Finals. And obviously he wanted to go to Miami. He ended up moving to Milwaukee. We thought him plus Giannis was going to equal some kind of a chance at a championship, at least competitive basketball in the postseason. And now, Chris, you have to wonder where Giannis is going to be next year, when Dame will be able to come back if it's as serious as we expect. I just feel awful for the guy because he doesn't have many years left, and this is one of those unfair, awful moments in sports where a great player goes down and you don't know when he's going to be able to get back out there and compete again.
Especially because, Bill, as you know, he tried to be loyal to Portland, right? He was playing at the peak of his powers during that time, waiting for the pieces to come around him. They really never did. And now he goes to Milwaukee, and he can't stay healthy this year. Giannis, last year, he wasn't able to play in the postseason. So when you think about the future for the Bucks, and specifically Giannis and Dame, what do you think that entails going forward?
Disaster, and there's a great comparison. I didn't come up with it. John Gonzalez, my podcast partner, he's on CBS Sports HQ with you all the time. We were texting, and he pointed out that Lillard, if it's the injury that we think it might be, could be out as late as next December or longer, that he'll be 35 at the time, that when his contract's up, he's got an almost $60 million player option, and he called him potentially the new Bradley Beal, Chris. And so there's this world where Damian Lillard becomes not a catalyst for excellence, but an albatross, right? Just somebody who was great, but is getting older. And look, I don't know what's going to happen to Giannis Antetokounmpo. I do know that there are GMs, and I reported this back in October, who were convinced, many of them, that if this season went badly, if it was not a competitive postseason reality for the Milwaukee Bucks, whatever the reasons, whatever the injury realities, there was a sense and a belief out there that Giannis might make himself available this summer. While we're staring down the barrel, Chris, of a first-round exit against the Pacers, of this Damian Lillard injury, which clouds the future competitiveness of this team. The Doc Rivers experiment has not worked, and so I don't know, but I think it's worth talking about whether Doc Rivers is there next year, whether Giannis is there next year, when Damian Lillard returns. It is not good. It is not optimistic days right now in Milwaukee, even going forward to next season.
Yeah, no matter when the Bucks season ends, right, this postseason, there will be a lot of questions asked to Giannis, Dame, and Doc Rivers. So interesting times in Milwaukee. Now, I know Pacers fans probably mad at us because we're not talking about how amazing they were from the field, almost 60% shooting, right? When you think about their chances going forward against the Bucks, is it just a matter of when and not if, given their matchup advantages against Milwaukee?
Probably. I mean, I'll say this. I took the Pacers to win this series outright, even with the thought that maybe Damian Lillard would come back before he came back and got injured. They're a better basketball team. It's not that I keep saying, because this has gone under the radar. And Pacers fans, this is for you. This is the love Chris is referencing. You get it now. This organization, this team got off to a brutal start. So did Tyrese Halliburton for the first 20 games of the season. For the last 60, they were one of the 5 or 6 best teams in the NBA. That was true by by number of wins over that stretch going back to December. It's true by net rating. Their offense has been good all year. It was extraordinary over that stretch. Their defense is mediocre. If you look at the entirety of the season, it's a top 7 defense since they figured things out in mid-December. Tyrese Halliburton has gotten it figured out. He's the sort of engine that makes it go, and they're a very deep team. So you're right, Chris. They shot the lights out. They made 46% of their shots, almost 60% of their threes. I mean, the poor Milwaukee Bucks hit more than 40% of their threes. That plus Giannis is supposed to equal a win. You're not going to beat the Pacers on any night when they play like this. The reality is you're probably not going to beat them if you're Milwaukee on many of the nights going forward, if any, because this is a really good basketball team in their own right.
Yeah, they had 8 players in double figures. Miles Turner had a huge game, and now they are 1 game away from sending Milwaukee home in the first round, just like they did last year. Bill Ryder, thanks so much for the time, man. And look at this. Tyrese Halliburton is on the list for most consecutive playoff games with 10 or more assists in Pacers history, tying Mark Jackson, who had 4 in 1999. He also had 3 in 1998. And Tyrese, first Pacers player, to begin a postseason with 10 or more dimes in 4 straight games. Coming up on a night when the Pacers just posterized the Bucks, we got full highlights of how they got it done.
A scary moment indeed for Damian Lillard. It's very clear on that replay that as he stepped back to push off, he immediately grabbed his left Achilles. The textbook style injury where as you step back, the amount of tension on that Achilles is significant, and sometimes it just gives way. And that's exactly what it appears. It's not confirmed, but the replay sometimes doesn't lie. In the event that the left Achilles is torn, we expect anywhere between a 6 to 9 month rehab. Why? Because he has a number of different options available to him based on his age, his history, and his position, from a conservative approach to an aggressive approach. We all remember Aaron Rodgers. We had very much an aggressive approach, but either way, both procedures are excellent, and we expect nothing but great things ahead of him. Remember, with injuries of this nature, non-contact, almost a year away from your sport, guess what? Only an opportunity. Get your mind straight, get your body straight, and I expect nothing but great things ahead. Still not confirmed, but the replay sometimes doesn't lie.
That's CBS Sports injury expert Marty Jaramillo. Lillard scheduled to undergo an MRI on Monday, according to ESPN. And Dame, he's missed 24 games this season. He just returned 3 games ago from that month-long absence due to a blood clot in his right